and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I do want to acknowledge the board is all here except for Andrew Hayes, who is out of town. And we are going to start with our Director of Special Education, Dr. Daniel Clark.
Good evening. This is my favorite presentation because I get to introduce you to my program specialists that are going to take it from here, Alejandra Garcia and Jeanette Ridgels. Hi, my name is Jeanette Ridgels. I'm the program specialist that helped to run ESY, and so did Alejandra. So, can you hear me okay with the mic? Okay. So, ESY is not just summer school, it is extended school year, and so it is designed to extend the school year for our students with the most significant disabilities in order to ensure that they don't lose any of the skills that they've gained throughout the year. So the kids work really hard with their learning during ESY, and so we had a lot of highlights. I don't know if you can see those, they're kind of small. But so our TOSA, Jennifer, she created curriculum for each and every classroom that they could use that was based on our theme, which was by the sea. And so everybody had a unique unit that was based on their level that they could utilize. So that was really exciting to go into, especially our older boys, the middle school boys. And their teacher had them working hard. And they also were working on their ability to speak respectfully to each other, so it was great. Our theme activities were also a highlight. You'll see lots of pictures of that at the end. The small group interventions that we were able to do, we were also able to have small pull-out groups where they worked on Sandai, the phonics instruction. And the increased confidence. There's just something special or magical about ESY because it's small and it's intimate, and it just gives all of the kids an opportunity to be successful in a new way, which just makes them smile, and they are just so full of confidence. And for me, one of my favorite things about ESY is that I get to make relationships with all of the staff because I'm fairly new to Lakeside. And so, like this year, I got to work with Cindy. So that was really fun. She was in the, with our little guys in the Watsonbury class, Hilla yeah. So that was fun to make connections with all of the teachers. And the kids also get to make connections with the kids who they might see in middle school or maybe they saw in elementary school. So those are just a few of the highlights. That's some of our staff being silly at ESY. Here are some of our numbers. So we had 65 students this year. I think last year we had 72 enrolled, so it's about the same. We had really good attendance. Something that was really exciting was this is the first year that we were able to get all of the students on one campus. So we had preschool students with us for the first time, and that was great. And it was wonderful to see the little guys playing doing the water play and doing their lessons in the classroom. We had a whole bunch of paraprofessionals. We had our TOSA. We had one nurse or LVN. We had an occupational therapist aide. We had our APE teacher. We also had our BCBA, who's help support, and a secretary and fabulous admin that we are.
Thank you, Jeanette. We want to highlight as well, we have free breakfast and lunch provided daily. Our food services did a great job incorporating fruits and vegetables, and the kids, took advantage. One of the older kids, the last day, he was wet, and he's like, I'm calling my parent, I'm gonna walk home. We used to walk home. So okay, call your dad or your mom. So he called, and he's like, I got on the phone, and they approved. But then he's like, I just want to stay for lunch. And I'm like, I'm not that wet anymore. And I'm like, okay, call your parents and you're staying. But they were like, they came late, they wanted breakfast, so that was good. That was very good to see. We had daily language art blocks and math blocks where the children had whole group instruction, they had small group instruction led by the aides and the teachers. They also had independent time and movement breaks throughout the blocks. This is where they worked in IEP goals, phonics, writing and reading, and then they also had at the end a free choice as reward. We also had the counselor do social emotional learning, so they focused on adaptive skills, social skills, as well as emotional skills. But one of the great new things that we did this year was STEM group. And this was one of the favorite for all the kids. And this was led by one of our River Valley Charter School high school students, Olivia Solorzano. She was incredible. The first week she came in and got to know the kids and their levels. She's like, I want to know the kids and their levels in order for me to plan my lessons. Then she submitted this lesson plan, and she noticed the first week that there was, such a range. So she asked for bigger Legos, so we got her bigger Legos for the younger students. So she worked on creative thinking, she worked on problem solving, she worked on planning and organizing, and the kids were all in. The older kids wanted extra time with them. So that's
also
amazing.
a really good occupational therapy task.
We also had Theme Friday. So every Friday we had a special activity for the kids. We did Under the Sea Parade. That day we were planning on doing it outside, but it was so hot that we had to do it in the multi-purpose room, but it all worked out really well. We had popcorn and movie the second Friday, then we had bubble play, and then the last was water play.
Those are our preschoolers who are with us for the first time.
So we had great attendance, and the kids, there was a lot of learning, but also a lot of fun. And to be continued this year. Any questions?
Any questions? Any else, Robbie?
I just think this was really wonderful, and I'm sure parents as well as children enjoy it. So thank you.
Yeah.
I think last year we told a story about one of our older kiddos, and he left ESY feeling like he could learn to read, and so he was back this year for his last year before he leaves, and he didn't make it every day, but he came and he got loved and got a little bit of reading in. I think you were there, Natalie, that day when he was reading. Yeah, so.
And I just want to add that we had a lot of great comments from the parents as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on to trustee reports. Clerk Bennett.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Just a couple things. I was kind of reflecting a little bit on the school year coming up, the 25-26 school year. I think I'm just really excited about this year. I think last year was a great year, but I think this year we're really set up for success. I think there's going to be a lot of challenges, especially with the budget and trying to find some monies, to do programs we want to do. But we'll see how that plays out. We don't really know what's going to happen, but. I think with our work that we've done with average daily attendance last year, I think that's going to be a big boost for us. Student achievement, I think, is on the upswing. Definitely, I think, again, we have some work to do there, but there's a lot of positive signs there. So, thank you to Dr. Winspear and her work, with the education side of things. Staff-wise, Robin, I think you're doing a great job there as well. I think we got really good staff and really good people in place to make things happen. And Lisa, again, thank you for everything you're doing with the budget. I know that there's a lot of wrangling that's going on there, and I have a lot of confidence that you're gonna lead us to the promised land when it comes to finding some money somewhere. So we appreciate that. We'll see how that goes, but again, I think there's a lot of confidence. And Scott, we're really glad to have you on board. And I think with all the things that have been going on this last year, I think this year is really going to be a pivotal time for Lakeside, and I feel really good about it. That's it.
Thank you. Member Nestor.
Yes, we had a board retreat recently. It was last week. Yeah. Looking at our overall goals for the year, that we want achieve. And then following that, we visited every school. I had 5,800 steps on my watch that day. That's a pretty high amount of walking, I guess. But we visited every site. Some things were improving, construction at schools, and also, we're aging. There's preventive maintenance, and Christine did an awesome job, and the drivers that took us all around. So it was really nice to see all the schools from a facilities perspective, not just visiting. Today we had a room full of high spirit over at Lakeside Middle School, and it was so nice to see all the colors of the school, the shirts and the spirit, and we welcome back all the people who had the summer off, certificated, or any other person, support staff, and we hope that we'll have a very successful year, push our kids to, wherever we can take them. And so I salute all the teachers coming back and staff, and look forward to visiting all the schools again, as I regularly do. So it was a great day early this morning, and so we look forward to it. And it's a team.
Vice President Allenson.
Thank you. I'm actually going to comment on the same two things that Ron did. At our board summit last week, it was really great to get to know Scott a little bit more, and our cabinet and the board, we all got to sit there all day and really have that time to deep dive into our goals and get aligned for what we want to see for the year. So I think it was really successful. It was a long day, but good. And then at our kickoff breakfast this morning, the big takeaway for me was when our previous student, Ava Gall, came and spoke. She really spoke from her heart, and for those of you who weren't in attendance, she attended Lakeside Schools. She's now at Stanford University and playing for women's softball and on ESPN and like doing it big. So, but it was great to just really see the impact that she carried from her young formative years all the way through, and how successful that she is, and how she loves Lakeside. And then my last thing is about a community event. If you don't have the Al Cajon Oktoberfest on your calendar, get it on there. It's the last weekend of September, first weekend of October. I'll be volunteering last weekend of September, so come help me.
Okay, thank you, Autumn. I want to welcome you to your very first official board meeting. So we're so excited to have you. I also want to thank the board and the cabinet for spending an extremely long day last week at our board retreat. While it was long and very hot, it was very productive. And I really appreciate all the robust conversations that we had. And I just really think that's going to really set us up for a really good year as we continue to look at all those. I'm going to put a plug in for PTA membership. I encourage all of you guys to go on, you can go on to Totem, or you can join. Rachel can coordinate if you want to do it outside of Totem, but I encourage you to join all of the different PTAs that we have. I think it's important that we get involved at that level too, because it's not time that you have to give to the PTA, but those funds help support our schools also. So the membership's really important, so that's my kind of plug to join all the school sites. And we have a community event that I put invites out for you guys for. The Chamber of Commerce and the Stadium Association are hosting a joint concert on Saturday, Saturday evening. It is a all ages event, and they have 3 bands coming, and all funds go to support businesses in Lakeside as well as our youth organizations. So I hope to see everybody out there. We got some great bands coming in, so that should be a lot of fun.
May I add something I forgot?
Sure.
So, myself and 4 other people have been working almost a year on our 6th annual 9/11 Memorial Walk on Main Avenue in Lakeside, and followed by the program at the old Presbyterian Church, the historic church on Main. So in that year, we meet every month, and now we meet twice a month. We're going to have some really outstanding people, groups, adult and child singing. We're going to have bagpipes and a few other surprises. Sadly, we don't see a lot of this in history books, what happened. And I look around here, I'm sure you remember where you were when those planes started hitting the towers, then the Pentagon, and then Shanksville. And then the people dying for the millions and tons of toxic building materials that came down. So the flyer is on the chamber. You can scroll, it's on the chamber. And I also gave the district flyers. So we hope to see you there. We hope you teach your children, grandkids about that day. And we're going to have a great opportunity to remember. And other little communities around here, like Poway or El Cajon, Santee, they really don't do anything. So I've made some contacts with them, and maybe they'll have something in their communities next year. Please join us. It's a Thursday night. And I also want to thank, I guess it was early this year, I requested that we change the board meeting in September because it was on September 11th. So I thank all those people, which is this board, for the foresight and allowing us to change a regularly scheduled board meeting to, I think, the 10th, right? So thank you, because it's really important. And 3 board members were there, right? So that was like almost all of our board members last year. So thank you. Hope to see you there.
Now move on to opportunity for members of the public to address the board on any items in the agenda. Do we have any public comment? All right. With that, we are going to move on to our recognition of donations. We had great donations come through over the summer. Some of those being anywhere from up to $2,000, $2,500 from Kiwanis. We had Costco, Schools First, East County Federal Credit Union. All of our PTA donations are on there as well. And so we just want to acknowledge the love that we feel from our community and the appreciation that we have for them, because we can't do our good work without them. So we want to take a moment to acknowledge that. From there, we have Adam and Heather here. We lost a tremendous community member over the summer. Julie Cook was a longtime board member here at the district, PTA, at her site, at council, at the district, and beyond, as well as part of Reedy's Children's Hospital. I got to know her through PTA myself, but just an amazing woman. So we want to just take a moment of silence for her in remembrance of her. So we can do that. Thank you so much. She was just amazing, and yeah, I know it's been hard for you guys, it's hard for us too, and we only got to spend a little portion of time with her, but your family is very much in our hearts. So. All right, we are moving on to a public hearing. I'm going to move my items down. Everything's on my computer now. We're getting so techy here. Gotta have a clicker on my computer. So the Board of Trustees will conduct a public hearing pursuant to Education Code Section 10146(0)(b)(1)(a) to hear input regarding the resolution in support of applications for eligibility determination and funding designation of authorized district representatives prior to adoption as required by Proposition 2, facility transparency requirements. Is there anyone to speak on that?
There are no comments.
Okay, with that, I will be looking for a motion to approve resolution 2026-01, eligibility determination and state allocation board.
So,
Thank you, Autumn. Is there a second? Thank you, Ron. Any discussion on this item? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, none opposed, so that passes. Next is our consent agenda. I am looking for a motion to designate items to the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
so moved.
Thank you, Autumn. And is there a second for that as well?
All set.
Thank you, Jim. All in favor of designating items to the consent agenda? Aye. Is there anything you want to pull? I will be pulling item 2 and 6. Is there anything else anybody would like to pull? No? Okay. With that, we will be looking for a motion to approve all items except for item number 2 and item number 6.
I move to approve all items with the exception of 2 and 6.
Thank you, Autumn. And is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ron. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. All right, item number 2 is our minutes from the last board meeting. I would like to make a motion to approve this with the correction of the attendees and moving Dr. Taylor from staff present to staff absent. So I will need a second on that.
I'll second.
Thank you, Autumn. Any discussion on that item? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Item number 6 is approval of Carolyn Hood as vice principal. We didn't get a chance to meet with you in closed session, so I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge how excited we are to have you as vice principal. We're really, really looking forward to it. And you've just done a great job as TOSA there, so it's just so heartwarming, and I'm really excited. I don't know how, I guess it's exciting today. That's my word of the day, I guess. So thank you so much. So with that, we are looking for a motion to approve Carolyn Hood as vice principal of Riverview and Winter Gardens Elementary.
I move to approve.
Thank you, Autumn. Is there a second? Thank you, Ron. Any discussion on this?
I just want
Yeah.
to say congratulations. You know how much I adore you. She was my children's teacher, a couple of them. So, yeah, you've done an excellent job. So we're really excited.
Thank you. I'm humbled and honored by your recommendation. I'm thrilled to continue to serve our community and just keep doing great things here. So thank you for looking at me through a new lens. Thank you.
Any further discussion? No? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, discussion items. We have our enrollment report of months 10 and 11. We had a lot of conversation about this during the board retreat where we looked at all of those items and kind of the trends that are going on with it. So is there any more discussion that we need to have on this outside of what we've already had? No? Okay. Discussion item number 2 is the policy committee. This is in addition to last week's discussion of creating a policy committee. So we are moving forward with that. What I am looking for is if anybody would like to sit on that committee, if they have a passion for policy. It's going to be work, but we're going to create the framework of this. So if somebody would like to sit on that, I will add you to the list. And if not, please don't feel like you have to. I will be talking to Andrew as well to see how he feels about it. But, and just to kind of formally get that we're good, continuing to move forward.
process?
I'm sorry, did you say you're sitting on that, or no?
I can, so we can have up to 2 people.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm kind of feeling everybody out to see what they want to do. So, and if you, yeah, so like if you want
So is it
to,
once a month or how?
we don't know yet.
So can you bring this back up next month if we don't get anybody today? Because I'd like to have more information on that.
Well, it's what we discussed at the board retreat, so we'll be doing it a minimum of quarterly, if not more often, depending upon how long, because it's a new process for us. So we're gonna be feeling it out, it's going to have, different members from the district on it. And it's where we'll be going through and looking at the policy, the changes, the legal pieces that we need to do. So it's going to be intensive work, that we're gonna be doing during these meetings, and probably outside of meetings as well, I would assume. So that's kind of where we are with it, but we don't have any dates or formalities set yet because it's in the process. So, I know, like, depending upon, if Andrew says, like, if somebody else wants to join it, and Andrew says he definitely wants on it, then I will step back and let Andrew. If he does not, and somebody else wants to as well, I will step on. So he and I kind of figure it out between the 2 of us, but, or both of us if no one else wants to, because I definitely have a passion for policy.
I was gonna ask the qualifying question if passion for policy was a requirement.
It is not.
Not mine.
Absolutely not. Everybody laughs at me because in meetings and they're like, why do you get so excited about bylaws? I'm like, I don't know, I like writing bylaws. I like writing policy, it's just my thing. So, I'm a weirdo and a nerd. So, all right, so we'll move on from that then, because I don't hear anybody like screaming out at it, so that's fine. Legislative updates, I do not have any. Andrew is not here. I didn't know if anybody wanted to. I know that AB 495 and AB 84, which are 2 that we discussed, are currently in the Senate Appropriations Committee, so it has not gone before a vote for anything yet. And I don't know how it's gonna kind of flesh out from the committee. So, I know on the Assembly side it has a lot of support, but I don't know on the Senate side how it's doing. So, does anybody else have anything on that portion that they wanna talk about while we have that session? No?
No, I'm just waiting to hear on yours too.
Yeah, okay. All right, that moves us to board policy first readings. First reading of board policy 5131 on conduct. Are there any questions or concerns on this one? No? Okay. We have a first reading of board policy 7310, naming of facilities. This is a brand new policy for us. In the past, it has been a like 1 to 2 sentence at the bottom of our donations policy. So this creates its own policy, and it is similar to other districts as well. Any questions or comments on that one? Okay. We have a first reading of Administrative Regulation 3542 among school bus drivers. Comments, concerns? Okay. We have a first reading of board policy and administrative regulation 5131.6, alcohol and other drugs. Any questions, concerns? No? And last is first reading of board policy 0441 on artificial intelligence. This as well is a brand new policy that we have not had before, so we did well. Any questions or comments on that one? Great. I love when we fly through everything. All right, that moves us on to our reports to the board. I do not see Carrie or David here. So I'm going to move on to Lisa Davis.
I don't really have much tonight, except that thank you for the board retreat the other
conversations and moving forward to our future years with this district. We will, next month, we'll have our unaudited actuals, so we'll see where we actually landed from last year. We're getting close. Sam is diligently working on getting the finals closed up, and so it's always my exciting time of the year to see where we actually landed. Enrollments, school starting Monday, and so we're diligently watching those numbers and seeing where everything's gonna land, but at the end of the day, you can, until the students are actually sitting in their seats, do we really know where we're at? So we'll be getting weekly enrollment reports from the sites for the first 3 to 4 weeks, just to see who's actually showing up as opposed to who's signed up. So other than that, the other departments are busy, and Christine's getting all the sites ready and for first day of school. Christy Summers has got all the food and everything ready for the students. Jared's going to town with the ESS and technology. We'll be passing out the laptops, I think the first week of school, and getting all of that done. So everybody's extremely busy. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it.
Robin Valorant.
We've had an excellent summer and a great retreat. I appreciate the opportunity and all the exchange of ideas, and I think you said it well, the robust conversations. And that work is meaningful and real and will continue, so that's excellent. Human Resources has been busy over the summer. We've been hiring lots of people, spending all of Lisa's money, and getting excellent candidates and recruiting wonderful classified and certificated folks. So we're very pleased there, and have a great department of 93 plus me, and so really looking forward to Monday and the work that we do with kids, seeing it all applied and all of that. Our nurses returned, and our RNs are busy working with our special ed department on students with medical needs, as well as planning and going out to all the sites and making sure that the nursing offices are ready to go. And our student support service department has been working hard, and Dr. Fernandez has been doing a great job preparing all of the trainings for folks as we move through some grants that we have underway. So we're excited to start the year. I always love the start, the cycle of the school year. So thank you so much for all of your investment and support of your care and concerns. Thank you.
Dr. Winsper.
Thank you. So we've gone in a few short weeks from being productive yet not very exciting to extremely exciting in the last week or so, with everyone returning to work and all of the getting everybody geared up. But I wanted to highlight today the professional development day that we just had today, and it was a really successful day. I was very nervous going into today because we were trying something new with a lot of moving parts, and I'm happy to report that it went really, really well. Today we were able to offer a lot of sessions that were mostly provided by our own staff and teachers and administrators and some of our classified staff, as well as we brought in some outside presenters as well. And so we had something like 36 sessions available for staff to choose from, conference style, meaning we had some 1-hour sessions, some 2-hour sessions, some 3-hour sessions, and they were all layered throughout the day, so that folks had an opportunity to really select whatever they were interested in doing. There were a few sessions where we said certain staff do have to attend this session, but there was nothing that anyone had to do all day long. So there was at least a portion of their day where they got to self-select the sessions that they were interested in. So everything that we did today aligned with our board goals, our LCAP goals, and then we like to siphon our LCAP goals into what we call big and small rocks, because we know people are not reading the LCAP likely. So we like to pull out from the LCAP and highlight for our staff, like these are the things that we're going to be hyper-focused on as a system this year. So we hit all of those, and I'm gonna put these up because I really want you to see the folks in our district who stepped up to provide PD for their peers, and the feedback from the folks today was super positive. I think they just really enjoy learning from each other. So Grace Dearborn came in to do some trauma, teaching with trauma in mind for our teachers. And then we had 2 of our middle school art teachers who ran an art and mindfulness session. That was so fun. And then Viva, our partner Viva, who also partners with a company called Optum, came in and they offered each of these sessions every hour on the hour for our staff. So everyone had the opportunity to go to at least 2 of these sessions if they wanted to. We didn't tell them they had to. So we did a sound healing, we had a chair yoga class, a meditation class, and then more of a formal instruction on happiness and then maintaining well-being through times of uncertainty. Really positive feedback from staff who attended those sessions. For academic growth and engagement, we had a training on our SST process by Carrie Suggett, training on small groups, big impact. Also Carrie, we had a reboot, Achieve 3000, Carrie Strong and Sharon Sellinger. Dream had a collaboration around project-based learning. We did a workshop on Achieve 3000 by Stephanie Jakes and Beverly Jimenez. We had a session with one of our teachers from Lindo Park on cooperative learning. Emily did a session on oracy in the classroom, getting kids talking in the classroom. Our middle school science team collaborated, our middle school math team collaborated, our middle school PE team collaborated, and I left it off on accident, but our counselors also collaborated with, we had a speaker from the County Office of Ed that came out and did some PD for our school counselors. And then since behavior is one of our small rocks this year, recommitting, refocusing on improving student behavior, we had a lot of sessions there as well. Grace did a second session on conscious classroom management. Gabby Carruthers, our BCBA, and Natalie Wood, one of our school psychs, did a session on behavioral and emotional interventions, which was excellent. Danielle Clark and Jeanette Ridgels did one called Beyond the Star Chart, Building Positive Behavior with a Purpose. Our social services coordinator, Purnell, and a teacher at Lindo Park, Sierra, did a session together, The Power of Connection, Enhancing Social Skills. That one was so popular, they added a second session, so they did that one twice today. We had our OT and our occupational therapist and our adaptive PE teacher collaborated on a training around sensory, teaching students sensory skills, sensing success. And Gabby did another session on addressing eloping, defiance, and disruption. And sorry, that was my last slide. So a lot of things going on today, but at the end of the day, I'm so glad it was successful, and I'm so glad today is over. Thank you.
Mr. Gergens.
Thank you. Thanks again to the board for a fantastic retreat. Honestly, I didn't know exactly what to expect because that was my first board retreat I've ever been to, but I thought it was wonderful in the conversation. So thank you all for your time. And I apologize for the weather. We picked the hottest day of the year to do that. And then the getting around the campus is great to see the efforts of Christine and her team and getting our eyes on, like board member Casper said, on our facilities and what our community deserves. Want to thank Assistant Superintendent Dr. Winspear, Services team. Great kickoff to our school year, outstanding sessions, and just a real celebratory feel to the day. So thank you for that. Assistant Superintendent Valor and our HR team, we honored our certificated and classified employees for their 10, 20, 30, and 40-year awards. Got a couple of 10 years out there, Samantha and Ms. Heather. 40 years for Ramona Yates, librarian. That's quite a career. And again, just excited for our students to return. I always say school's boring with no kids, so excited for them to come back and really confident in having a great start this year.
Thank you. All right, with that, is there anything else that needs to come before the board tonight? No? All right, then we are going to adjourn our meeting at 6:40.
Is that it?